The ayes have it. Call on order of the day for the address in reply.
Address in reply.
Mr Speaker.
Peseta Sam Lotu-Liga.
Mr Speaker, I move that a respectful address be presented to His Excellency, the Governor-General, in reply to His Excellency's speech. My congratulations to you first, Mr Speaker, on your election to the prestigious role of Speaker of this Parliament. Your years of service in Parliament have been rewarded well. I want to state how proud I am of becoming a foot soldier in a strong caucus team led so capably, so practically, and so effectively by our new Prime Minister, the Honourable John Key. E mua ia ona o taia, le tū te whaitoa, I pa io le aso, ma o whatulau atu, I le mamalu le sauwhainga a le pale mene, le pa ia whaatawha o le maota whono, ma lau tapua inga Aotearoa. Ua matalupe le seunga o le aso, a wā o lea ua whesila whai, senga ula o le wha moe moe, I le alofa le atua, tu lau ia, tu lau na lava. In Samoan, I greeted everyone by requesting your indulgence so that I can acknowledge the sacredness of today. I ask for everyone's grace so I can acknowledge the sitting of Parliament, the sacredness of the four corners of this parliamentary chamber, and pay tribute to those in attendance, as well as acknowledging the prayers and thoughts of all New Zealanders. I said this day is rich, plentiful, and climactic. The day is also important because of the sengaula, or beautiful birds, a reference to important or ceremonial people or groups. And these people are now meeting under the banner of God's love. Nō reira e nā rangatira, e nā waka, e nā karanga maha, tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou I runga I te painga. O tō tātou matua nui I te rangi. Aha koa he tangata hā moa ke ha au. He mihi tino atu ki a koutou ara te ropu Māori. Nō reira tēnā koutou. Mr Speaker, I stand before you today as the Member of Parliament for Maunga Kia. I'm humbled by an enormous debt of gratitude to the people of my community who have put their faith and trust in me. I stand before you today because of the love, support and encouragement of my family, my father Lotu, my mother Usunga, siblings Kenneth, Lolita, Brigitte, and my wider family. Whawhitai and thank you. To my wife Jules, for allowing my dream to become our dream. Whakauelahi and thank you. And finally to our late daughter Samaria, though you are not here with us today, I know you hear my voice when I say I miss you and I love you. I stand before you today because of the hard work of my campaign team. Under the disciplined leadership of Mark Thomas, the shrewd counsel of Simon Lusk, the industry of Josh Bedell, and supported by the many, many supporters of whom many are here today to be with us. Finally, to the National Party President Judy Kirk, Regional Chairman Alistair Bell and their respective teams. Thank you for putting your confidence and trust in me as a candidate in this year's general election. Mr Speaker, the Maunga Kia electorate forms the geographic heart of Auckland. Literally, it means the hill of the Kia vine. Of course, it is the Māori name for One Tree Hill, a symbol of great importance for both Māori and Pākehā. In pre-colonial times, Maunga Kiekea was one of the most important of Māori pās. Its strategic placement within the isthmus of Tamaki o Makaurau afforded the people the rich variety of seafood from two harbours. For European New Zealanders, One Tree Hill and the surrounding Cornwall Park is an important legacy left by Sir John Logan Campbell. The adjoining parklands provide some 540 acres of some of the most idyllic urban public green space in this country. In Maunga Kiekea, there are 149 different ethnic groups represented. Over 1/3 of our residents are born overseas, and 1/3 speak foreign languages. 70% have a religious faith, and our schools range from Decile 1 to Decile 9. The Maunga Kiekea electorate is at the heart of Auckland's diversity, with the iconic Maunga Kiekea as its jewel. It spans the Auckland Isthmus, from Manukau Harbour in the west to Tamaki River in the east. In Auckland City, outside of the CBD, the largest number of people employed in any single area is within Maunga Kiekea. Maunga Kiekea is middle New Zealand. Its roots are further reflected in the sports we play and host. We provide the home to Oceania football, the New Zealand Warriors, and of course, the world champion New Zealand Rugby League team. Maunga Kiekea represents the emerging, bustling change of metropolitan Auckland, and it's a pointer to the diversity influences that are sweeping across our country. Yet despite its very individualistic diversities, many of the social and economic issues facing our people are shared by our fellow country women and men across this nation. Everyone is concerned about our economic future and prosperity. All desire first-class educational services, safe and secure neighbourhoods, and bountiful employment opportunities. Some of these goals are under pressure at this time of recession. Others have still not been achieved, despite coming through one of the longest sustained periods of growth in a generation. This country needs the changes that National campaigned on, and of course, part of this change will be appropriately diverse policy responses to take account of our more diverse people. I believe that the minority-led, increasingly diverse National Party and government, together with our range of support partners, is very well placed to effect these changes. My personal story is born of the fabric of the community that I represent. Born in Samoa, I migrated to New Zealand when I was a child, and I lived in Mangere with my family. We lived in a 3-bedroom home with double garage, where our customs to care for our extended family sometimes meant that we had up to 16 people living in our home at any one time. My father, in particular, made huge sacrifices. The stories he told of shifting from the warm climes of Apia to the snow and sleet of Bluff moves me. The stories he told of having to walk from Ponsonby to Parnell to save the bus fare in order to have some lunch humbles me. My parents suffered and endured a great deal just so that us children could live better lives. We were not a wealthy family, but we were rich in spirit, resourceful, and determined to succeed in this country. My family continues to be the cornerstone of my life, and my parents instilled in us strong family values, Christian principles, and a diligent work ethic. They are values of honouring your elders, respecting others' opinions, and treating others as you yourself would like to be treated. I was taught at a young age that education was a key to a successful future for not just me, but my wider family. And I am grateful to my parents who sacrificed and saved in order for my siblings and I to attend reputable state schools and universities. So education for me was the key to unlocking so many of the opportunities I've enjoyed in life. Education allowed me to travel, meet new people, and experience different cultures. But they also taught me that the best teachers in the world can and should be your parents. Your parents who should encourage aspiration, teach core values, and an honourable way of life. I was taught that success is ultimately defined by doing your best in the area of your choice. If you set out to be the best you can be in any role, and you apply yourself diligently and honestly, then success will be the fruits of that labour. A solid education gave me employment opportunities in finance, law and commerce, and a chance to enjoy these varied experiences. Education blessed me with the many lifestyle choices that I have today. I was taught my success will not be based on my bank balances, assets or looks. Success will be based on the breadth and the depth of relationships and the ability to positively impact and love others. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm proud and humbled to live in a country that has offered me so many opportunities. I want to apply all my effort so that future generations of New Zealanders get those same opportunities. Throughout my life, I've taken the notion of aspiration into my work endeavours, both within the private and the public sectors. As an Auckland City Councillor, I have seen how local government works and how it strives to improve the lives of its citizens. In critical times like these, it is crucial that government proceeds with caution. This implies the notion that fiscal prudence and accountability will be prioritised and that bureaucracies are challenged to produce the desired outcomes for our people. I am also acutely aware of the importance of the private sector in building the future of this country. 70% of the jobs in my electorate are provided by the private sector. Its health is their lifeline. The aspirations of business people and entrepreneurs are critical to the success of our economy and our country. Creating employment opportunities and improving productivity can only arise from having an educated workforce with an attitude of being the best. An attitude that we can not only be the best in our neighbourhoods, our cities, our country, or the region, but that we can be, will be, and can be the best in the world. Fundamental to the health of the private sector in these difficult times are lower taxes, less bureaucratic red tape, and legislation which encourages fruitful investment into our productive assets and industries. Aspiration has also driven my desire to understand the views and opinions of my community. My involvement in various community organisations stems from a passion to serve the interests of both individuals and groups within our communities. And as a government, we must stay in touch with all New Zealanders who aspire to get ahead and encourage those whose motivation falters. Building communities must not be solely left to government, though. The voluntary sector plays a huge role in addressing our community's issues. I am proud to be involved in the social services organisation Great Potentials and the impact that its parenting and mentoring programs have on the lives of parents and their children. The private or philanthropic sectors can also contribute to the advancement of communities. I'm proud to have been involved in one such organisation, I Have a Dream Trust. This trust motivates and empowers children from low-income communities to reach their education and career goals. You see, I believe that solutions to many of our problems lie within the communities that combine to make up our society. This government will promote frontline services over back-office administration. Bigger governments do not produce better solutions. It is bold leadership that usually produce a brighter future. Governments may build taller buildings, stronger bridges and safer roads, but ultimately the state of a nation's well-being will be based on the nature and the depth of relationships between individuals and groups. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to mention my personal belief in the notion of public service. We have a Samoan proverb and it says, "O le ala I le pule o le tautua." Loosely translated, this means that the path to leadership is through service. To serve means to listen, respect, engage, and sometimes even to disagree. But it is a verb, and therefore one should always act. I look forward to implementing change in Maunga Kia and within this Parliament through service to its people and its institutions. Yesterday, I pledged my loyalty through God to Queen and country. Today, I affirm my loyalty to the leadership of this government. I will also, to the best of my abilities, serve my fellow parliamentarians in select committees, meetings, and other fora within which we congregate. I'm here to serve the people of Maunga Kia and through them, the people of New Zealand. It is their best interests I will have at top of mind when I serve in my role as Member of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I leave you as I began. While I arrived here as a migrant 35 years ago from Samoa, carrying with me rich pride in my culture, my language and my values, today I stand here as a New Zealander to carry this pride and all that I've learnt since to serve the needs of all New Zealanders. I salute you all. Mr. Speaker, I'm honoured to serve in this, the 49th Parliament of New Zealand. I thank you for the opportunity to deliver this, my maiden speech. May God bless you, this Parliament, and the people of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Soifua and good day.